Hello, in this example we're going to look at the arithmetic of functions, and we have two functions here. First one is f of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 9, and g of x equals 5x minus 2. They both are polynomial functions, just powers of x is all that we have here. So no worries about the domain, nothing to concern yourselves about the domain. So the first thing we're going to do with these is we're going to add them. So f plus g of x. Now this just says to add the two functions, which is as simple as what it sounds like. So we can, if we want to be very pedantic, we can write it as f of x plus g of x. Okay, so f of x is x squared minus 2x plus 9. That's the first one. And the second one is 5x minus 2. Okay, so there's nothing in front of this parenthesis, so they just come off. X squared minus 2x plus 9. And there's only a plus sign in front of this parenthesis, so it just comes off and leaves it with nothing changes. 5x minus 2. We add the like terms, and there's only one x squared term here. Minus 2x plus 5x is plus 3x, and plus 9 minus 2 is plus 7. So that's the first one done. That's the result of the addition. Okay, the second thing we have to do, part B, is to subtract f minus g. And again, pretty straightforward. F minus g of x. So it's going to be, break it up and think of it as f of x minus g of x. So f of x is x squared minus 2x plus 9, and of course you put everything in parentheses when you're doing substitution. Minus g of x, 5x minus 2, and the parentheses are very important here because we have that minus sign in between. So first thing is just to remove the parentheses, and there was nothing in front of this first one, so it just stays the same as it is. The minus in front of the second parenthesis, though, changes the signs of everything inside it. So the 5x becomes minus 5x, and the minus 2 becomes plus 2. And remember, if you go right back to your days of Algebra 1, or maybe even pre-algebra, when you have a minus in front of parentheses, its effect is to change the sign, and change the sign of everything inside. So the 5x becomes minus 5x, the minus 2 becomes plus 2. Some people will have been taught this as you're distributing a minus 1, and that's another way to think about it, which is absolutely fine. So now let's try and resolve the like terms. So this is again the only x squared term, so it's x squared minus 2x minus 5x. So minus 2 and minus 5, that's minus 7, and plus 9 plus 2 is plus 11. Okay, so far so good. Third part is to multiply. Okay, so C is f times g of x. So that's going to be f of x times g of x. Okay, so this time it's going to be x squared minus 2x plus 9 times, so we don't need the dot, we can just put the two parentheses together if it's multiplying. Okay, and if we use distribution, x squared, distribute the x squared into 5x minus 2, that's going to be 5x cubed minus 2x squared, and then distribute the minus 2x, minus 10x squared, and minus 2x by minus 2 is plus 4x, and then distribute the plus 9, so you get plus 45x minus 18. And again, take care of the like terms. 5x cubed, that's the only x cubed term. The x squared is minus 2, and minus 10 is minus 12x squared. Plus 4x plus 45x is plus 49x minus 18. Okay, and again, if you have any questions, all we're doing here between the second line and the third line is we're just distributing. So go back and revise your distributing if you're a little bit lost there. You multiply each part of the first parentheses into all of the second parentheses. Okay, so there's one last piece to do here, and that's f over g of x. And this time we're asked a question, what extra consideration do we have to give part D? And write down in English where this is necessary. So it's f over g of x. So let's scroll up here and give ourselves some room if we can. And see how we get on with this. So it's f over g of x. Well, that would be f of x over g of x. So if we do that, that's going to give you x squared minus 2x plus 9 over 5x minus 2. Now, one of the things you might want to do here is to look and see if you can find factors of the top, and if you do find factors of the top, then there is the possibility of cancelling with the bottom, but in this case there aren't any factors. 3 and 3 or 9 and 1 would be the only factors, and there's no combination of that that will give you negative 2. So we're going to leave the result like that, but we were asked, what extra consideration do you have to give? Well, the bottom of the fraction can never be 0. The bottom of any fraction can never be 0. So we have to make that a consideration. Okay? The bottom of a fraction can never be equal to 0. So therefore, 5x minus 2 cannot be equal to 0. Now we're used to solving a little equation like this if it's an equal sign. Do exactly the same steps that you would have done. Ask yourself what's on the wrong side. If you want to get x on its own, what's on the wrong side? The minus 2. So move the minus 2 across. And if you move the side across, it changes signs. It becomes 2. And then that's 5x, so divide by 5. X cannot be equal to 2/5. So here is our answer. Very important. This is our answer, but this is a little qualifying mark that tells us that we have to change something, that we have to bring this into consideration as well. So f over g of x is going to be given by this as long as x is not equal to 2 over 5. And if x is equal to 2 over 5, then this doesn't have a solution. There is no answer. Okay? So hopefully you get the idea, and do the rest of them the same as that. The only time we need to worry about this complication at the end is in the division. Okay? We're not allowed the bottom, the denominator, to be set equal to 0. Okay? Hopefully that helped. Thank you.